Shalom everyone, it's Rabbi Finkelstein, Kol Torah, live. And again, I would like to thank Jason Lefkowitz for doing that for us, for our shul, and to spread the Torah all over the world. So thank you, Jason. I would like to talk about today about the 17th of Tammuz, 17 Tammuz, and not about the Parsha. And I really would like to talk about why are we fasting today? What is really the reason for having a fast day? So the Mishnah Berurah brings something that is a well-known thing, that 5 דברים אירעו לאבותינו ב-17 בתמוז. 5 things happened to our ancestors on the 17th of Tammuz. Now, to be honest, we don't have really an evidence or a proof for each one of the events that really took place on the 17th of Tammuz, but we have probably for 2 of them. We know for sure that on 17th of Tammuz, Moshe came down from Mount Sinai, saw the golden calf and broke the tablets. That's we know for sure. And we probably know almost for sure that the city of Jerusalem was broken into on the 17th of Tammuz. But there are other 3 things that took place that the rabbis somehow just piled it up on the same day and said that it also took place on the 17th of Tammuz. And what are the other 3? We have, as I said before, Moshe broke the tablets. That's the first thing. The second thing was that the daily sacrifice, Korban Tamid, was stopped. That's in the first temple. The city was broken into in the second temple. Apostomus burned the Torah, and also they put an idol in the sanctuary in the temple. And what I would like to focus today is really on the second event that took place on the 17th of Tammuz. What the Talmud says and what the Rabbi says and what the Mishnah Berurah says, Butal HaTamid, the daily sacrifice was stopped. The Jews could not bring anymore the daily sacrifice. And I really would like to ask 2 questions. First, it's not only that the daily sacrifice was stopped. All the other sacrifices were stopped as well. So why the rabbis put all the focus, all the emphasis on the daily sacrifice? And the second question that I would like to ask is, what is this daily sacrifice really symbolizes? I mean, it's unfortunate that the Jewish people could not bring it anymore, but why is that an event that we need to commemorate? After the Beit HaMikdash, the temple was destroyed, we couldn't bring any sacrifices anymore. So what is that in the daily sacrifice that is so important that the rabbis had to put it in our tradition, that we need to commemorate it? So, I would like to read for you something from Sefer HaChinuch that explains the commandment of the daily sacrifice. We have been commandment on the daily sacrifice, it's mitzvah Taf Aleph 401, and it says the following. משורשי מצוות הקורבנות כתבתי במצוות המקדש. He says, I already explained to you in Parashat Truma the reasons for the sacrifices. But in the daily sacrifice, I have an additional reason. It says, שנצטווינו בעבודה זו התמידית, we have been commanded to do this constant work on a daily basis. פעמיים ביום, twice a day. בזריחת השמש, sunrise, ובנטותו לערוב, and when there is sundown. Why? What is the reason for that? למען נתעורר מתוך המעשה הזה, so we will wake up through that action. ונשים כל ליבנו וכל מחשבותינו, and we will put our heart and our mind לדבקה בשם ברוך הוא, in order to attach ourselves to God. So in a way, very much like davening, in the morning, and then in the afternoon and in the evening, we are being surrounded by reminders that we need to get close and we need to get attached to God. Korban Tamid, the daily sacrifice, has what I will say an advantage and disadvantage. For example, on Yom Kippur we know that the most famous animals on Yom Kippur are the he-goats, the seirim. And they are being brought to the temple, and then there is a lottery, and one goes to Azazel, to the desert, and one is being brought as a sacrifice that really atoned the sins for the entire Jewish people. So what I will call that sacrifice, it's an heroic sacrifice. It's a very popular and very famous sacrifice. The daily sacrifice, Korban HaTamid, basically has no heroic or special significance. Every day, the Kohen wakes up in the morning. They know exactly when is sunrise, when is sundown. They bring the sacrifice, and that's it. There is nothing special in doing something every day. But at the same time, this is exactly the uniqueness of this daily sacrifice. Because we know in our tradition, in our Masoret, in our Judaism, it's not the heroic things or once a year thing that really counts. What really counts is the daily things that we do. The things that we do constantly, day in and day out, without fading away, without skipping a day. Just do it every day in a structure. The disadvantage is that you get used to it, it's hard, it's not exciting. But the advantage, or really the unique thing with the daily sacrifice, is this constant connection, constant relationship with God in the morning and then in the evening. It puts a lot of responsibility on us to get excited and to know what we do. But at the same time, it keeps the relationship strong and tight. So why is it that the rabbis wanted to single out Korban HaTamid, the daily sacrifice, as something that we need to commemorate today on the 17th of Tammuz? So I would like to suggest to you the following idea. As we know, we are starting now the 3 weeks, Shloshet HaShavuot, the 3 weeks between the 17th of Tammuz to Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av, no question, is the day, one of the saddest days on the Jewish calendar, that we commemorate the destruction of the temple. The destruction of the temple really leads us to the understanding that God said to us in a way, I do not want this unbelievable, special, unique relationship that I used to have with you. That you could see the miracles. The Mishnah says that there were 10 miracles in the first Beit HaMikdash, in the first temple. There was a direct providence. You could feel, you could sense, you could almost see and touch God on a daily basis. And that's gone. But it really started when the daily sacrifice was stopped. When the daily sacrifice was stopped in the first temple, it was basically a very direct hint from God that says to us, you know what? I do not want anymore this daily reminder, this daily connection in the morning and in the evening. It's too easy, so it needs to stop. And we unfortunately mourn for it. And because we are looking for ways, especially after being exiled for so many years, for so long, we are looking for those daily relationships, daily points of connections with God. It was taken away. What is given to us now are the prayers. Shachrit in the morning, Mincha and Arvit in the afternoon and in the evening. That's basically what we mourn for. We mourn for this constant relationship that we used to have with God. And we have those longing to have this really reconnecting to God on a daily basis. Just imagine, in the morning and in the evening, you bring a sacrifice, it's being consumed by God, you know He accepted it, it's a great feeling every day, and it's gone. That's why the rabbis picked that event to commemorate and to remember what we used to have and what, with God's help, we should have nearly in our times. Thank you.